say this, in the very least, it is quite crazy that the Secret Service would actually end up deleting anything related to one of the more infamous days in American history, particularly when it comes to the role of the Secret Service.
Hello everybody and welcome to this episode of CMV Podcast. Please, if you're coming in for the first time, try to subscribe on your way in. And if you have been here all the time with me, I thank you so much for being with me. And I'm very, very grateful on the conversation we have been having so far. And most of your comments have been really educative. I see the mindset of the people I'm talking to and the people who are listening to me. I encourage you, if you have not really considered commenting, I will be glad if you do, to help me relate with you in a more close way. Maybe not friends yet, but at least to understand the mindset of those who are listening to me or who are consuming the contents I'm putting out there. Now, let's go to it. After the interview, the press interview with Donald Trump, there have been a lot of uproar among the left media who everything happens to be outrageous to, who never see anything good when the name Trump or MAGA is attached to it. This time around, I want to show you a direct hypocrisy of those that have the media in their hand and are legislating things, the other ones that are legislating in the House. The people I'm concentrating today are the ladies of the View. When Trump said that the people, the committee, the unselect committee as he called them, every single one of them, because of what they did, should go to jail. He didn't say they should go to jail. Rather, because of what they did, that they should go to jail. What did they do? They deleted vital information, a huge chunk of the information that they gathered. And you know, of course, that most of the things they showed to the American people are the things they wanted the American people to see. They hid a lot of things that some people in the legal system will call exculpatory evidence. They hid a lot of them because they would paint Trump on a different image, whereas he's supposed to be fascist, of course, an arsonist, more or less, and an insurrectionist overall. So, but their acting was more full of hypocrisy, as it usually is. So, the point is, first of all, starting from the person who asked that question, Christian Walker, to every other Democrat who has reacted negatively regarding the fact that he said those people in the select committee or unselect committee, as he called them, should be in jail. Any person who talks negatively about it has not been listening. They have not been following events that have happened around Trump. Of course, he went on to say that he's not here for retribution, that his retribution is going to be success. So, in one of those occasions, the first time, that's what the reason I said that the person who asked this question is completely either deceptive or willfully ignorant. Christian. Because it was as early as November 2023 that the news about the select committee destroying or deleting evidence was circulating. It was in the news. A lot of people carried it. And one of those people is the anchor of Fox News, Jesse Waters. He made it clear that it is disaster. That whatever it is they wanted to hide is epic. Let's listen to him. This is from Twitter from last year, November. That should be 23rd November 2023. Listen to Jesse Waters.
January 6th committee has destroyed almost 50% of their evidence. The Democrat-run January 6th committee is missing 1.5 terabytes of data. This is an enormous amount of material. Records of the Capitol Hill security failures, video of Trump cabinet depositions, emails, text messages, gone. And who knows what else they deleted. Remember, the January 6th committee only aired and only reported what Democrats wanted you to know about January 6th. Anything they didn't want you to know about the 6th wasn't made public, and it looks like it was destroyed. We might never get to the bottom of January 6th because the January 6th committee destroyed their evidence. This has never happened before in Congress.
Hear that? That they destroyed almost 50% of their evidence. 50% of the evidence. It's unbelievable. When you destroy half of what you gathered to support a claim you're making, intentionally destroying them, two things are involved. Either what you are destroying paints every single effort you made in a negative manner, or it is completely a direct opposite of the claim you are making. Either it's destroying your evidence or it's casting all of you as criminals rather than the person you're investigating. That's my own opinion. Let me know what you think and what your opinion is on the comment section. Now, you might think that deleting their evidence, which was unprecedented, might make people in the media, especially the ladies of The View, to cast doubts on the reason why they should do such a thing. And also to consider that Trump was saying what he was saying regarding them being in jail for destroying evidence, at least has some legitimacy. You can make a claim of tempered justice with mercy. It could be understood. But calling him a psycho, seeing him as a fascist who would have designated him or called him for years, in this particular issue, it's not just stupid, it's completely lame and lazy. Now, I just want to give you a mirror into what they are saying, the ladies in The View. And also some congressmen that we are criticizing the deletion of needed information for a congressional investigation. Before then, let's listen to Whoopi, Ana Navarro, and few others of those outrage ladies who everything Trump have made to be like somebody who lost a husband that he loves so much.
So jailing the January 6th committee members doesn't count as weaponization of the Justice Department? Mm-hmm. And I'm just curious, what law did they break? I mean, what law did they break? They did their job. Yeah. They did the investigating. They talked to all the people they felt were involved. So where did they break the law?
What law did they break? By they, she meant the Select January Committee. What law did they break? And the law they break was that they destroyed investigative materials. In case it is not clear, it is not done and it's not supposed to be done. It's almost similar to what Hillary Clinton did, destroying evidence. You can't tamper with evidence. You gathered them. You gathered them for the purpose of in the investigation, coming to the truth. You have once you gathered them, they are no more your private property. You don't have any right anymore to destroy them. That is what they did wrong.
Break the law.
Okay, I just was checking because, you know, stuff changes so quickly.
They didn't break the law, and that's, I think, what's scary. Former Representative Liz Cheney, who we know was a significant part of the committee, said this: there is no conceivably appropriate factual or constitutional basis for what Donald Trump is suggesting, a Justice Department investigation of the work of a congressional committee. And any lawyer who attempts to pursue that course would quickly find themselves engaged in sanctionable conduct. And those sanctions against an attorney can be as small as a fine, but can go as far as taking away your law license. Mm-hmm. And so I think that, you know, he's saying these things in practicality, that should not happen. But I think we do need to be very clear about what he is saying. He is going to look into pardoning people that participated in an insurrection, and even those who admitted to assaulting police officers, okay? That's very important. And so we've been talking about this issue of pardoning people on the January 6th committee, even though they did not commit any crimes.
So who we are listening to now is the most sanctimonious member of the View. The most sanctimonious member of the View, Sonny Henson. She takes the extreme side, the most extreme side when it comes to Donald Trump, and takes the least extreme side when the person concerned is the Democrat or any politician on the left. You do not listen to her because every single thing you get is from a super biased mirror. And the worst part of it is that she seems to lack introspection. She lacks the ability to examine herself, to think through what she's saying, how the impact they're making. Now, the same Sonny Henson was almost having an orgasmic celebration when Alvin Bragg took Trump to court. And when he was so-called convicted, she was like on the third heaven. Yet, she thinks that those who destroyed evidence, congressional evidence, because it's not their property to destroy, their duty is to gather them and not to destroy them. So that is only the two of them in the View. Anna Navarro, her own was completely outlandish. They are so full of emotion that to be able to get anything reasonable from them makes no sense. However, here is their reaction when Trump was so-called found guilty. The same people.
Do not adjust your TV set. Yes, I'm here on a Friday. Because this is a very unique moment in history. That's why we're all at the table. So I'm going to say something you've never, ever heard me say before, but Donald John Trump.
Don't choke.
Is a convicted felon.
It would take a complete narcissistic human being, a complete heartless person, to have such glorifying moment about somebody's misfortune, for lack of a better word for it. Somebody that age should have human connection to somebody who used to be her friend, who has been a guest to her for a lot of times, sitting on one of those seats with her. Yet she was literally like on another level of orgasm, enjoying a total destruction of another person. Hers was the least of them all. But there's no need to bring them here, because the hatred is not anything anybody has to go with. But why I play this is because these same people glorifying the conviction, the so-called conviction of Trump, were the same people who were setting their heads on fire because Trump said that the people who conducted those partisan investigation and later on destroyed the evidence they discovered belong to the jail. It's not just my word. They themselves reacted in similar manner when some evidence or some text messages were destroyed, and some SMS that belonged to the secret agency people were destroyed. Just listen to what Adam Schiff, Raskin, Kissinger, and even Liz Cheney, listen to what they were saying and ask yourself, don't they deserve the judgment they give?
Yeah.
So the Secret Service has said, oh yeah, big mistake, oops-a-daisy, we can't find them. Do you buy their explanation at all?
Is it for sale? Isn't it a little odd that all of the text would vanish for January 6th? in January 5th. You know, of all the days, what an odd coincidence that is.
When this first came to light, when the Inspector General of the Department of Homeland Security first made us aware that these records may have disappeared, I think was very misleading in saying that no records relevant to our inquiry were destroyed, but acknowledging that records were destroyed. Well, if they were destroyed, how do they know they were not pertinent text messages?
I will say this, in the very least, it is quite crazy that the Secret Service would actually end up deleting anything related to one of the more infamous days in American history, particularly when it comes to the role of the Secret Service.
I do think, though, that it's concerning that you have text messages, apparently, and this is based on the news reporting, but text messages apparently of some of the senior officials, people like Kash Patel, apparently not available. There's a requirement.
You see that? They were based on the news report. But theirs was evidentiary because some people found out when they initially saw the information, but when they went back to request some of them for their own use, they were no more there. Theirs was more of rumor, and they ran to the TV to say how awful, how bad it was, including the 4 people who were part of that select committee. Rajkin, Adam Schiff, Liz Cheney, Kissinger, crying kids. So the hypocrisy has no bound. And yet, they think that saying that they deserve jail for intentionally, probably no one knows how the evidence in there, or how the text messages were disappeared. But in this case, when you listen to Just the News, one Just the News anchor, you realize that it was deliberate. More than half of evidence you gather to disappear is not a mistake. Anyone who says otherwise is deceiving everyone. Listen to Just the News.
Can you confirm to us that the videotapes of Cassidy Hutchinson, the ones where she's now changing her testimony through the errata, that they are missing, they are gone?
That is true. I can confirm that, and all of the videotapes of all depositions are gone. Again, we found out about this early in the investigation when I received a call from someone who was looking for some information off one of the videotapes, and we started searching and we had none. I wrote a letter to Benny Thompson asking for them, and he confirmed that they did not preserve those tapes. He didn't feel that they had to, but according to House rules, you have to preserve any data and information and documents that are used in an official proceeding, which...
That was a direct answer to the question Whoopi asked. What law did they break? That's it there. That's it right there. You are supposed to preserve all the documents when you gather an evidence on any issue at all, even if it is gathering evidence about people who are laughing. So the fact that they destroyed those is not just appalling, but sorry for that noise. These things, they usually turn themselves off sometimes. It's what it is. Now, you can imagine that somebody who was interviewing Trump didn't know or have not heard about this, or rather she was willfully ignorant. Telling Trump that they said that it is not true. But Trump quoted accurately. They say he's crazy. He said, it's everywhere in the news, and it was. It was. But she pretended that like she didn't know that they destroyed evidence. So the point I'm trying to make here is that the outrage these people at the View show on everything is supposed to put them out of air. But for the sake of freedom of speech, there's nothing they are doing there. They shouldn't be talking to anyone. So, thank you very much, and do have a great moment. Thank you for listening. So, that is all I want to say about this. Trump was right. The January 6th Select Committee destroyed evidence they gathered while conducting their investigation. And most of the evidence they destroyed we are so vital to the investigation, especially regarding the claim that Trump was fighting the Secret Service agents inside the car, inside the beast. So, if you ask me, they don't just belong in jail. They should have been there for as long as they put the January 6ers. And I think his mindset to pardon them on day one is already overdue. So tell me what you think. If you think that the View and all of these people who are shouting on the top of their heads, criticizing Trump's action and the answer he gave at the interview, if you think they're right, just put it down at the comment section. If you think I'm right, believing that they should have been in jail already, not just for conducting the most partisan investigation in the history of the country, but destroying the evidence that they have already, the position they got from the people. So that is my position. If you think I'm okay, just put it in the comment. I just want us to talk with each other. Okay? So, if you like what you have heard so far, thank you so much for watching. And please, like, share, subscribe, and click that tiny bell there so that you will not miss any of my growing posts. It's not yet perfect, but it's going to be. And as long as even if it is one of you that is viewing my content, I will go nightless, I will go sleepless to put this content to that one person. You really deserve it. Thank you so much for your time, and do have a great Thursday. It's Wednesday here. Woo! It's Tuesday here. Have a great Wednesday tomorrow. Bye.